And they'll just explode the debt and weaken the economy. And they'll destroy the federal government's ability to help you by letting interest gobble up all your tax payments. What new ideas did we bring to Washington? I always give a one-word answer: arithmetic.
Okay, so the purpose of this video is to clear up, hopefully, some of the confusion people out there might be experiencing about what is considered the debt crisis. And as we all understand, the national debt is really gotten out of control in this nation. And so to find the information that I needed, I went to the website www.treasurydirect.gov, and they have a tool there that lets you look up a date, and then you get the date, and then you can see the national debt, what the debt was at during that date, and it goes with the actual date instead of the fiscal year. Because if you're going like fiscal year December, or if you say December 20th fiscal year 2011, that is actually December 20th 2010, because the fiscal year 2011 starts at October. So, but this is not fiscal year. This is the actual date. Plus, it's irrelevant because my dates are in January. So, either way, fiscal year January 20th, 1993, January, or I don't even go back that far. I start with January 20th, 2001. That is the actual day, January 20th, 2001. So, I'm going to start with President Bush. When he was sworn in. January 20th is generally the date the president is sworn in. And the debt when he was sworn in was at $5.72 trillion. He served for 8 years. And on January 20th, 2009, when President Obama took office, the debt was at $10.62 trillion. That means President Bush was responsible for an increase of $4.9 trillion over 8 years. That would be a rate of $0.61 trillion a year. See, now some factors that President Bush was faced with was September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks, 2 wars, and a huge increase in gas prices. And now I mention that because most people So moving on, President Obama took office on January 20th, 2009. National debt was at $10.62 trillion. Today is September 8th, 2012. The national debt today is $16.05 trillion. And it is rising, as it has been for the past 12 years. So, actually more. When President Clinton started, his debt was at $4.18 trillion. It actually rose to $5.72 trillion when he finished. So that was only a $1 trillion increase. But that's President Clinton. Back to today, we're at $16.05 trillion. President Obama served a total of 3 years and 6 months. So President Obama was responsible for an increase of $5.43 trillion over 3 years and 6 months. And at his rate, the debt was increasing at a rate of $1.48 trillion a year. Now, if the debt were to continue to grow at that rate by the year 2016, which would be the next presidential election, the debt would be $22 trillion. Now, President Obama faced the economic challenges of the recession, the continual wars. He decreased the troop numbers in Iraq. So, I don't know how much money that really saved us, though. And also, we're still recovering from this recession, and gas prices still seem to want to go up. They just don't seem to want to stay down, which is what the rest of us wants. So, hopefully, this clears up anyone who had any questions about the debt or wasn't quite sure what the debt is. They're going to talk about it a lot, especially during this election. So this is just the information on the debt on the two presidents, right? Because people are going to compare President Obama to President Bush a lot, and so this video is a debt comparison between those two presidents, how much they increase the debt and at what rate they're increasing the debt. So I'm going to stop it there. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more I could say, but I'll just stop it there and leave it at that. So there you go.
It was a highly inconvenient thing for them in our debates that I was just a country boy from Arkansas, and I came from a place where people still thought 2 and 2 was 4. And they'll just explode the debt and weaken the economy. And they'll destroy the federal government's ability to help you by letting interest gobble up all your tax payments. And they'll just explode the debt and weaken the economy. And they'll destroy the federal government's ability to help you by letting interest gobble up all your tax payments. You should support Barack Obama.